burps.
Why are you burping at me?
I don't know.
Did you do something to your brain?
Perhaps.
Mm, perhaps too much brain.
Brain. Brain. Brain. Ugh. Must refill Mountain Dew cup.
I'm going with some IBC root beer tonight.
Woo! I thought about having a little taste of Grandpappy's cough syrup before the show, but I believe I had okay. So I don't want to say that like I got drunk last night, but I drank too much, and so my acid reflux has been kicking my ass all day.
Well, my thing is like for Lent, I gave up buying alcohol. So right now, I have very little tolerance. And after last Thursday, after my little glass of bourbon, I was like out. That knocked me on my ass.
Gotcha.
So tonight, no alcohol for me.
You're drinking root beer to try to confuse your body, thinking it's beer, but not really beer.
Indeed, it still gives the pleasurable endorphins without the possibly negative side effects. Oh, aren't the side effects what makes it so much fun?
Of course. It's the delicious side
it's...
effects.
What?
I said it's always the delicious side effects.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good grief. This mic stand does not want to play nice tonight. Okay. Let me put my phone back here so I don't get distracted. With all the March Madness.
Oh, did that start tonight?
Dude, it started at noon.
Oh. Oops. Shows what I've been paying attention to today.
Way to go, dude.
Any big upsets?
Yeah. Duquesne beat the hell did they beat? They beat BYU. So that was an 11 over a 4, I think.
Right on, right on.
Where's it?
Oh, Kentucky is losing right now to, I'm guessing, Oakland?
Yeah, Oakland. Yeah. All right. Let us.
I mean, yeah, college basketball is something I haven't really paid much attention to in a couple of years now.
Terrible, simply terrible, Zealeus.
Is your team in the dance?
No. They lost to the team who's in the dance, who's going to get absolutely pulverized by Houston.
Are they 15 or 16 seed?
16.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Let us start this shindig of awesomeness.
Sorry, I got to watch basketball.
No.
Nope, too late.
Yep, too late. Zealeus is getting muted, and I'm hitting record. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, and welcome to the madness. As I see that my Twitch streams are all following Dragon's Dogma 2 right about now.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2. Did you put any more time in that character creator?
Yes, I definitely spent more time with the character creator. Although, not gonna lie, after reading more into like the reviews of Dragon's Dogma 2, it's definitely a game I'm gonna be waiting on because it's a harken back to the good old days where like quest givers aren't always popping out at you. And you must actually read the quest and all the, kind of the old school RPG style in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this sounds like too much work.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific cover himself, Zealeus.
Greetings, sir. This
is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have a topic, a comment, an opinion, a subject, whatever, please drop it in any of the chats, be it Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, and we will add it to the show. If we do unfortunately run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show. Now, let's get on with the show. Now, of course, Zealeus has already hinted that he is now going to pump the brakes on buying Dragon Dogma 2, which, okay, that's fine. I thought I was pumping the brakes on buying a new game, but then stupid spring Steam sale bullcrap.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, they had Persona 5 for like 50% off.
Nice.
So knocked into like the $20 range. I'm like, oops, it's bought.
So you're now a proud owner of Persona 5?
Yep. I did it again, gosh darn it. Anyways, so that happened today. And I also got a haircut. I also got a haircut, so.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah, because I'm wearing a hat. But I don't have like flyaways right now. So that's anyways. Okay, so let's actually get into the real show. The first thing that we want to talk about is the fact that Sony has finally released the patch to allow the PlayStation the PS VR 2 to be supported on PC. But there is a catch.
Isn't there always?
And this is a weird one.
Okay.
You have to own a PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I'm processing.
Yeah, I'm processing too. I had to reread this release several times. It's very so. What you're telling me is that the PSVR 2, which is going for about $550 right now, an individual can't just buy that and have that as their VR headgear for the PC. They also have to purchase at this current moment, $500 PlayStation 5 so that you can play on your PC.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm not. So I guess I don't know a thing about this. So I'm guessing Sony is like, hey, it's still our hardware,
yep,
and we still want to be tied to the Sony PlayStation. We just want to be some generic has-run VR kit, like an Oculus, for instance. So I'm guessing that's why they went that route. Also for updates. So if you want to do updates in that shit,
yeah,
I'm guessing it has to be done through the PlayStation so that Sony doesn't have to mess with any kind of, PC apps in order to do it. So there is that part of it. I'm fascinated by this. Yeah.
I don't know if it's as bad as what Sony has done in the past to basically shoot themselves in the foot, but this seems like you just open up the door for a much newer consumers, and then you basically reinforce the door, and you have to have the special code now.
And especially, there was a news report earlier this week that they were actually halting production of the VR2 because there was so much backlog inventory of it. So if your goal, understandably so, is to push more of the product.
Yeah. Also, Sony has definitely come out and stated that the PlayStation 5 is basically on the way down. It's not like you're going to see huge improvements to the PlayStation 5. They're going to be moving on to a new system in the future. I don't know if it's the near future, but they've already stated that the PlayStation 5, enhancements and all that stuff.
I thought there was still the PS5 Pro that was going to come out first.
That's it.
I mean, so the strange thing to me still about the whole new gen consoles, whatever console you're on, is so many games are still PS4 and PS5 compatible. And like you're already now talking about the end stages of the PS5, and yet so few games really tap the entirety of the PS5's potential anyways, due to also having that backwards compatibility. So I will admit some of that.
Out of curiosity, because I don't know,
Yeah.
this backwards compatibility, do you know if it's software or if it's hardware?
What do you mean?
So there's two different types of emulation. Because I'm assuming the compatibility is an emulator. Is it?
Well, you can play on both the PS4 or the PS5.
Can you play a PS5 game on a PS4?
No.
Okay, then there's some sort of emulation. So, anyways, I'm just curious because PlayStation 3 had backwards compatibility, and it was hardware. The early versions of the PlayStation 3 were hardware emulator where they had the actual chipset.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, of course, right now the big advantage of still a console is the arguably better graphics for less cost than a PC. Mainly because the graphics cards issues are still so redonkulously expensive.
Right, but at the same time, there was a lot of people who were really excited about being able to use the PSVR 2 on the computer so that they could ramp the PSVR 2 to what they thought was its full potential.
Yeah, and I think at least, it's a great VR kit. The headset doesn't require wearing glasses, which is nice.
Yep.
Now, if you have really bad vision, it might not work. I don't know. My vision's not that bad. Mm-hmm. And the little hand truck things, I think, work well. Mm-hmm. So from my experience as a VR kit, granted, I'm not a proficient in using all the other systems to have a good baseline, but at least in my experience, it's a good system.
Right. Well, I mean, all I know is that my household is a Meta 3 household, and my eldest seems to really have taken a shine to the Meta 3.
Nice.
But that's as a device by itself, not plugged into the PC. But yeah, I just thought that was weird. You know, like just double the whatever. Just go ahead and do like a bundle pack that you could buy. If you have to okay, here's the thing. I should have researched this before the show. Is Sony going to now offer like buy the console and the VR in one box?
I mean, why wouldn't they have done that already? I guess is the question.
That's true. I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't really change. They've done bundles. I know, like they had a big the Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever the VR version is. I forget what it's called. I know it might still be a bundle for all I know, but that was kind of their big title for a long time.
Yeah, I'm quickly looking up PlayStation 5. See if I could find. No, it looks like I'm only seeing game bundles. I'm not seeing one that has the VR headset is bundled in.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
No. Well, anyways, but yeah, there was that this week.
I guess the other question is this like step one? It might also be potential, like they want to see how this works.
Right.
And then kind of see like down the road, like, okay, this actually works.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can expand it.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
So, I mean, it's a step hopefully in a good direction. We will see. But as we know, the VR world is not taking off like maybe some of us had hoped.
Well, it's still, there's parts, there's still a lot. I mean, if you watch anime, you've probably watched a shit ton of these MMO animes where they put the VR headgear on and then you're magically transported into this alternate reality and it's just perfect, and that's still science fiction fantasy. That's not happen in the real world.
But we're so close. It's just another year away.
Yep. All right. So let's continue let's talk about weird stories. And let's go with the follow-up to the greatly anticipated weird-ass horror movie, which was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. There is, of course, a sequel, and there's been some big news coming out about said sequel, and that is that the first movie is going to be completely retconned. And it's now, the first movie is going to be a movie that just happens to be in the sequel. Figure that one out.
So people who are already, I'm using stealing lightly because I get it's public domain by now.
Yep.
So people are already stealing the Winnie the Pooh idea.
Oh, yeah.
And automatically, therefore, retconning the original material.
No.
Retconning the retcon?
No. So there was a movie that came out, I think it was last year, called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Okay?
Yeah.
They have now made a Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Upon the release of this movie, the first movie is completely retconned. It will now just be a movie that happens to be in this sequel movie.
That's what I'm saying. So they're retconning a retcon, basically.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck?
It's like a meta retcon.
Yeah.
I'm very confused, man.
I know. This is the episode where we lose our brains.
I don't even know what streaming services these are on.
No, this is actually going to theaters.
Really?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I don't think it's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, it said Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 hits theaters.
I don't believe that's actually going to make it to theaters. That's my... I have a hard time
The first one made it.
Really?
Yeah.
To like the big theaters.
Yeah. The AMCs and the Regals. Yeah.
No way.
No way.
I don't believe this.
Well, you could Google it, dude. It's happened. All I'm saying is that so I don't even it's so
I mean, okay, the movie grossed $2 million in the United States and Canada combined.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not a movie theater run. That's like I'm showing it in my backyard. I'm charging people $5 to watch it on a projector.
It hit theaters for maybe like 24 minutes. I don't know, or whatever the duration of the movie is, but it went into theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this was something where, like, if somebody actually tried making a big version, this would be like, so, you want to show any of our future movies? Be kind of odd. If your theater's, like, shipment happens to get lost on the way there, that would just be tragic. But, you know, stuff happens when you show Winnie the Pooh.
Well, here's the actual statement. When Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 hits theaters, it's going to make a major change to the first film of the franchise by retconning it entirely. According to one of the stars, the sequel will reveal Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is the first one, is a movie that has been released in the world of Blood and Honey 2.
Apparently, there's also another one called Mickey's Mousetrap.
Yeah, I think that's the Steamboat Willie one.
Nice. Peter Pan, Neverland Nightmare.
Yep.
And Paris to be another one.
Yep.
So,
Creepy Tinkerbell. Hey,
right,
they're all what you call it? Public domain.
No, it's fine. It's just kind of funny.
I was trying to think. We've had this discussion before, but I'm just trying to think of if there's any other public domains that I want to see turned into a horror movie. I think Sherlock Holmes would be interesting.
Goldilocks and Three Bears, Death and Porridge.
Yeah, buddy. Them three bears rip up Goldilocks and eat her for dinner. Anyways, so I just figured I'd drop that bit of knowledge for everybody. Now, let's talk.
Add it to your watch list for Christmas Eve with the kids.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's. Speaking of ridiculous, how about the fact that, remember, a while ago we talked about the fact that there was going to be Overwatch 2 and Cowboy Bebop crossover, right?
Sure.
You're going to have Cowboy Bebop skins in Overwatch 2. And they, of course, were Spike, Faye, Edward, and Jet.
Yep.
And first off, I don't like the look of the skins. They don't look right, especially the Edward skin. Second off, the pricing for said skins has been released, and to purchase a skin, not the pack, not an assortment, just a skin, Uno skins, is $25. You could buy the entire Cowboy Bebop series on Blu-ray for $25. That's 26 episodes. That's 13 hours worth of amazing anime, or you could get a, in my opinion, shitty looking skin for Overwatch 2 of one character.
And you said there's 4 of them?
Uh-huh.
So again, all 4 would cost you $100.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's all like it's the microtransaction way of online PvP games.
So what I want to know is, like, how much did Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, wherever the fuck they're called now, how much did they shell out for this crossover? And is that why it's going to cost you $25 to get one skin?
Well, it's going to cost you $25 because they know people will buy it. I don't think it's a matter of how much that cost them for the rights. It's a matter of they know what they've charged for the other skins. And it's like, I mean, you look at online games like that, $15 to $25 is the going rate. I'm not saying it's not insane or ridiculous, but gamers time and time again have shown that that is what they're willing to pay. And if that's what they're willing to pay, then that's what they're going to charge. Which, yes, I 100% agree is a ridiculous amount of money, but people will have that very strong attachment to some of the characters from a anime like Cowboy Bebop and will 100% bet.
What's the conversion rate for coins? Jesus. I love this. Overwatch to coin value. Okay, so 500 coins is $5. So most skins, it looks like, are priced at the $15 range.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Bebop is $25.
Well, of course, they're special. You want to make it different. And it's going to be a premium because they're super special.
Good grief. Sorry, that's no.
The one skin I did purchase when it was available was the Mercy Pink skin because all the proceeds. What?
With the breast cancer?
Yes.
Research?
Yes. So that I was like, and it was a really cool looking skin.
Yeah.
So both of those combined was like, yeah, this is a no brainer.
Yeah. Charity. Yeah. I will jump into that.
So yes, no, I agree. The pricing of the skins is a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't charge it if people hadn't shown that they're willing to pay it. So
I guess. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Well, guess what? You're showing your age.
Get off my lawn. Anyways.
Oh, the good old days when everything was included in the base game.
I know.
You didn't have to buy expansions and DLCs and all the other stuff was just there, right there.
You bastards. Okay, let's talk some good news. How about that? Instead of crazy or overpriced.
That Cowboy Bebop skins was great news, sir.
For $25 a pop? No. And they don't look right. I'm sorry.
I mean, really, do you need to purchase a skin or Persona 5? Really, what is going to give you more long-term enjoyment, sir?
Persona 5, because as our favorite chiropractor, hero chiropractic, Dr. Ryan, who is here today, told me, he goes, oh, that's a great game if you're willing to put like 140 hours into it. I'm like, okie dokie. So I get 140 hours, or I get one slightly off-putting skin for a game that I still have not played.
But just think, if you put 140 hours into Overwatch playing that skin, you could have just the same amount of visual pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, moving on. Sorry, everybody. My headphones are thankfully the feedback is only in my headphones and not while Zealeus talks. But I don't know what the hell is going on with my headphones. Anyways,
maybe it's just the aliens in your brain.
No, it's this stupid aux end cable. I think it's going bad. Anyways, let's go on to some good news. There was a game that was getting a lot of attention that was on Steam last year, and then crazy lawsuit came out from the company Nexion. The game, of course, is called Dark and Darker, and it appears that Dark and Darker is making its way over to the Epic Game Store. Now, that's not to say that it won't go back to Steam, but in the meantime, it looks like it's headed to the Epic Store. That is, of course, thankfully, because they won their they were partially cleared by a legal win with in this past January in a South Korean court. So hopefully, but I think because it wasn't originally on Epic, they can more easily put it on the Epic Store, whereas because it was on Steam and then there was a lawsuit that caused it to be pulled, I think there's probably more hoops to jump through.
I can see that.
But I would not be surprised if once the dust settles a little bit more, we don't see, the Steam storefront have that game available again.
So this game was never really on my horizon. Really don't know anything about it, but now because of all this news, it's kind of like the Streisand effect. Where now I'm like, now I'm actually kind of curious about this game and want to know more.
Yes. It was supposed to be a pretty kick-ass game from all the all the hype and everything. So, I mean, once again, it's probably not a day one purchase for me, but something that I'll probably keep my eye out on and see what other people think, and then I'll probably jump in.
Right on. That is a good way of gaming.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give you an update about one of our favorite conventions, if not our favorite convention. That, of course, is MomoCon, which is happening this May. Oh, gosh darn it. Of course, I just blanked on it. It is May the 24th through the 27th. This, of course, is the 1 year where they're, instead of doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they are only doing it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday because of a scheduling constraint at the Georgia World Congress Center. But that being said, Ultra Confusion has just received their official invite to be media again.
Nice.
So we will be media there. Remind me after the show, Zealeus, I might have a way for you to have to get a free badge.
Nice.
Anyways.
Also, I just learned that apparently in Denver, Colorado, there is MomCon.
MomCon, yeah.
When you mistype MomoCon, you get a different convention altogether.
Nice. Hey, that's probably a better result than what could have happened with a mistype.
I know. Yes, you're right. Just not in Texas.
Oh boy.
So yes, I am definitely already looking forward to MomoCon. It'll be interesting. I never went on Thursday, so I'm not missing the first day of MomoCon this year.
Huzzah! Yes, I still haven't heard anything about the panel for this year, so I don't know if we will be presenting one.
It won't be Thursday night 8 o'clock this time, at least.
This is true. This is very true. We will actually be able to do a Thursday hangout before MomoCon.
What?
I know, crazy.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That will be a first in like a long time.
Many, 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 many years.
I know we've tried to do it remotely from MomoCon before.
Yes, but we can't
get a
strong enough signal, or we need someone to run a rig to broadcast it. It just doesn't. Yeah. Anyways,
the only solution is to get Whack Kid back there to record us.
And he's no longer doing MomoCon, so.
I know. So
that day,
an ongoing issue.
You bastards! All right, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to pause real quick and thank the individuals that help Ultra Confusion be the Ultra Confusion that you love and adore. And these, of course, are the friends of the show. So without further ado, let us start off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. Now, we were just alluding to this amazing individual who is the master of AV. That, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Whack Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. Another individual that we hinted at earlier in the show, that of course is the chiropractor that will help get all those aches and pains out of a long gaming session. And of course is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the individual, the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is Crosspad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Ultra Confusion? Crosspad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. The final shout out we got to give is to the original backer of Ultra Confusion. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against the evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information and also to check out his book, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, before I tell you, because I know that you're all dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show, I do want to say that if you are watching this or listening to this recorded, in the description of this show are all the links. So just in case you didn't catch it in the chat window, you still have access to them. All right. Now, how do you become a friend of the show? Well, my friends, we are going to ease your troubled mind by telling you that Ultra Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and that's why we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp creatures, mummies, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers that you can pledge at. These are both monthly tiers. The first one is $1 a month. That's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what that will get you is early access to the playthroughs as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling extra frisky and you want to be a friend of the show, what you got to do is you got to bump that up to the $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year tier. Not only to get you everything at the $1 tier, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Altered Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy, nay, proud to say that for the 13th straight year, Altered Confusion is fundraising for Extra Life. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion today. All right, now let's jump back into all the stories. The next story we have to tell you about is this. It's another sad one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Today, I feel like this year, there's more sad stories that are coming out about the industry, be it layoffs or cancellations or stuff, than anything else. Okay? Or deaths. It's been very traumatic for everybody.
It has been. Yes.
So here's something to ratchet up the trauma level, and that is that the developer behind Baldur's Gate 3 has come out and has clearly stated that they are moving on to their next project, and it's not going to be Baldur's Gate 3 DLC nor a sequel. They are done with the Baldur's Gate license.
Is that necessarily a bad thing, though?
No,
I mean,
it's not.
Divinity wasn't based on D&D, right?
True. It's not, but I think that because of, the developers love and support for the fans and fixing the kissing in the game, extra little things for the fans, they were hoping for, you give your consumers an inch and they expect the moon. And so they have just confirmed that there's not going to be any further Baldur's Gate 3 content. Now, of course, it's not like they're not going to it's not like they're ending their support of the game. They'll still throw out the patch here and there to make sure that if there's a weird bug or something that gets fixed, but there's not going to be any DLC. There's not going to, for now, there's not going to be any sequels. However, they did want to point out that they are still planning on cross-platform support. So that's still in the works. So there is a little bit of a silver lining for everybody.
I'm just optimistic that means they will have an opportunity to explore new and interesting RPG worlds, and now, without necessarily being tied to the D&D rule set, they have a more creative license and freedom than they had before.
Right.
To do crazy, nutty things in RPGs.
Right.
So, I get it. People want to see another Baldur's Gate or a DLC or something because that's the norm. You have a franchise that's done so well as Baldur's Gate 3, and why not just build on it? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you can do something new and interesting, I say go for it. So I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll actually be even more fantastic than before.
Yes. One can only hope, and I hope, I hope that Larian, is it Larian Studios? I can never remember.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Larian Studios, their next project is as successful, if not more successful, than Baldur's Gate 3 has been.
Well, you always have to wonder, since you're dealing with the world of D&D, mm-hmm. how much say did the Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast and all of them have over what was allowed or not allowed in the game?
I don't know. With the way that I would think that Larian had pretty. I'm sure there were some limitations, but the having at least like a PG-13 kind of romance instead of the G-rated romance in Starfield.
Fair enough.
All right. Some big news coming out of Hollywood. There is going to be a new movie based on an existing long-running PC franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, move over because we are now going to get the Sims movie. And the Sims movie will be the producer of the Sims movie is the company that Margot Robbie and her husband and some other people are part of. That, of course, is the same one that that I believe was one of the big producers behind the sensational Barbie movie.
Okay, the only reason I would have any optimism at all is because if it is the same production company behind Barbie.
Yep.
Because on its own, you're talking about a long-running franchise. I'm thinking, ooh, something like, I don't know, Dragon's Dogma, or I don't know, Mass Effect, or I don't know, Skyrim. I mean, there's so many great games where you can pull so much stuff from.
Right.
And then you choose The Sims.
Now, the director for this movie is at this current time, because we know that in Hollywood, you name a director, and that director may not be the same director by the end of the project. But as of right now, the director is slated to be an individual by the name of Kate Herron. She was the one who directed the entire first season of Loki, which was freaking phenomenal. So I have high hopes.
Nice.
So you get a very good director who knows her shit, and then you get a studio who apparently knows their shit. So that's two huge check marks in the right direction.
So some minor cause for optimism.
Yes. I'll be very interested to see who the writer is for this. Because and what the story is going to be. Because
I want to see like Sim City, where it's the story of the
natural disasters
choreographer walking around and marking out where to build the next set of power lines. And then, as you allude to, he senses like vibrations in the pipes and the power lines and the roads to make everything work. And he knows that a natural disaster is coming.
Yep.
And then it becomes another natural disaster movie like The Day After Tomorrow, which is a great movie, by the way.
Absolutely. Phenomenal. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. No, I think it potentially could be very interesting. I mean, the Sims, I love the fact that the one thing about the Sims that always makes me giggle, and there's always memes about it, is you build the house, right, and your character moves in, and then you basically pick up a phone, and then you just magically can have whatever job you want. You could be a trash collector one day and a brain surgeon the next, just by picking up the phone and changing jobs. If only it was that easy.
Sounds like the story of some terrible teen dystopia book, to be honest.
Speaking of stories, I know that I do this a lot, but I got the itch and I started writing again. So we'll see how long that goes.
You know what I've never played is The Sims.
Well, you're in luck, sir. The Sims 4 is free to play.
Is it a single player game or online game?
You can have online. You could have you can move into an online neighborhood, but it's single player.
It's meant to be single player. So they have like DLC shit that you're supposed to buy, and
you can expand upon it. So you could have animals and pets, and your kids could go to college, and there's a whole college one.
Oh, look, you could buy spring cleaning and laundry day.
Yep.
I don't want to do my damn laundry in video game. I don't have enough time doing it on my own.
See, that was my one. That was the fatal flaw for me when it came to The Sims. So I'm playing as a character living out his day-to-day life. But I'm already doing that. That's called the game of life. And I get depressed enough with my life. Why would I want to get depressed again by the fact that I forgot or I accidentally removed the ladder out of the swimming pool, so all my characters drown?
I could relive my wannabe days of being a goth, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the skins are only $5 though.
Yeah. Oh, that's a steal. Ooh. You get 5 skins for the price of 1 in Overwatch 2.
And you can actually see the skin.
Yeah, oh, that's the other thing. Isn't that brilliant? But yeah. So Margot Robbie, the group that she's a part of, is going to be the producer behind the Sims film, and the director for the time being is Kate Herron, who of course is the mastermind behind the first season of Loki. So that is good news.
Hooray! I will be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We can be cautiously optimistic. All right. Now, there comes a time in every man's life where he or she, I guess every person's life, where they may run into a situation that no one else gets to run into, or they just luck the fuck out. And there is an individual who lucked the fuck out.
It was me. I don't know what it was, but it was not me.
So there was someone who I don't know if it was eBay or something, but they were selling a PlayStation 3 dev kit. No, not dev kit. Let me make sure here. No, yeah, it was dev kit on eBay. There we go. Someone was selling a PlayStation 3 dev kit on eBay, which turned out to have a prototype or a demo of a game that has since been canceled. The individual bought it for, I don't know how you break it, 525 pounds.
Yep.
So I guess, close to, I think the conversion is like $700 or something close to that. Anyways, for that money, they got their hands on the game, and they got to play an early version of the PlayStation 3 of Time Splitters 4. Lucky effing bastards.
Is it worth $725 to have potentially played a video game known as Time Splitters 4?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that money, but that's freaking awesome. That, because the thing is, at the bare minimum, now the guy could, I'm sure that he could get really super shady and like try to sell make copies of it. They try to turn a profit for it. But at the bare minimum, there is now at least a copy in the wild of some version of Time Splitters 4 that could go down in the annals of history.
Of what could have been.
What could have been, exactly. I loved Time Splitters 4. I mean, those are the whole Time Splitters series. Those were the guys that broke off from Rare after GoldenEye and decided to basically, what if we did like a weird time travel shooter game that basically took the multiplayer of GoldenEye and just added, like, instead of James Bond, you would have like maybe a lab assistant or a laboratory scientist, and instead of having an odd job, you could play as a monkey with an attitude and stuff like that. So
I remember playing with you on the map creator.
Yeah. Oh God, I love it, dude. The amount of time I spent on that map editor. Oh God, I love the map editor. I love my favorite map editor was for the second Time Splitters. The third one, Future Perfect, it just didn't feel right. But the second one, oh my gosh. Also, I am freaking OCD out to the extreme. So any map that I created is symmetrical. I can't help it. It has to be symmetrical. Otherwise, it bugs the shit out of me. The only downside to the Time Splitters 2 map editor was that you only were allowed a certain amount of space. And so there were times where I had to remove a bunch of stuff so I could keep the symmetry.
It's like Twitter. You're limited to a certain number of assets, and you have to keep constrained to that.
Exactly. So
I'm guessing for Time Splitters 2, it was actually a hardware constraint. Probably something to do with space and resources.
Probably.
You couldn't go too crazy, or you'd actually crash the system.
That probably had to deal with it. And also at that time you had the memory card, so you also had that constraint as well.
Yeah. Oh, the memory cards. I forgot all about those.
Yeah, buddy.
Anyway. I thought you had the perfect save game. You go to load the card.
Oh, that was correct. You had that third-party card that apparently corrupts if your PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1, if the temperature of it changes by 4 degrees. Anyways, so I was talking to Zealeus offline. I don't know if it was last week or maybe the week before, but I jokingly had asked for something, and it actually arrived in the mail for me. And so I want to show it. I know that Zealeus, I don't know if Zealeus can actually see it, or I'll show it to him later. But I have in my possession an actual play date, which is that weird-ass handheld that has 2 buttons, the D-pad,
is that a
and
clock?
The crank.
Is that a clock?
Yeah, it's a clock telling me what time it is. This is the lock screen.
Nice.
Yeah, so, and there's the crank. I currently have 3 games. There were 2 games that are automatically loaded, and then I purchased the game. So there's a developer out there who's made a bunch of very well-crafted games. I believe the most famous of his games is Papers, Please. His next game, he decided was going to be just on the play date, and that game is called Mars. I want to make sure I get this right. Hold on. Whoops. Move to home. It is called Mars After Midnight. And I played a little bit of it. It's basically you're letting you basically work the door of this support group, and right now I'm only supposed to allow individuals with one eye, so only Cyclops. Cyclops just come in and then they eat the cake and they mess up the table and you have to clean the table. But it's interesting. It's silly. It's stupid, but it looks good and it's fun. And I don't know why I thought this, but the crank isn't actually to power the game or power the system. The system actually, you use a USB-C. But the crank is actually another set of controls.
Have you used it?
Yep. In this game, Mars After Midnight, you have to use the crank to open up the door so you can peer out to see who's knocking on the door, so you can tell if you want to let them in or not. There's also a bird watching game where you have to use the crank to focus your camera so you can take pictures of the birds.
Are these all digital games or physical games then?
Digital.
Okay.
Yep. You could buy them on the website, and then they're supposed to easily load onto the system, or you could just buy them on the system. I highly recommend you just buy them on the system, because buying them from the website and then getting it to the system recognize that you just purchased a game is kind of a pain. It took me about 30 minutes to figure out, and a trip to customer service.
That's not terribly surprising.
Yeah, But I have a play date, and it's such a weird-ass name, too.
It's probably better off for single people like me. Hey, I have a play date tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Yeah. But yeah. No, it's interesting. You know, I don't foresee it becoming the next big thing, but it's something to have that doesn't have, you know, the one downside is there is no backlight, so you have to be in a well lit room.
I always find it funny in games, these type of systems where like you look at like the front page and it's all like nice in color, it looks cool.
Yep.
And then look at the actual shots, it's like, oh, it's like the black and white pixels.
Yeah, it's I think it's e-ink.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's just kind of one of those funny little things to me.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it's I will continue to take it for a spin. We'll see where it goes from there. All right.
Apparently, they also have a scoreboard for racing for a racing game. It's kind of cool.
There's a ton of. I was kind of surprised by the amount of game that's already on the thing. So,
I mean, I guess if you get on early on the play date, you might be able to like make a name for yourself versus Steam, where it's damn near impossible.
True, and you can you could download the SDK to make your own stuff too. Of course, there's my mother's already be like, well, you should make a game. I'm like, I would need to learn a lot before I just magically make a game.
It's just ask. Oh, tell ChatGPT to make a game for you.
Oh boy.
Actually, I'm gonna try. Hold on. You do that. I'm gonna see what ChatGPT does if I do that.
Oh Lord, that's weird. Anyway,
I mean, no.
I have to say that I'm kind of in a bind when it comes to the next playthrough for the next Ultra Confusion playthrough. Because I'm thinking, and I'm just maybe I'm going to think out loud here, but I'm thinking that perhaps I should do like a instead of dropping the entire thing at one time, doing a couple episodes a week, so that I can do longer games. Because one, trying to do it all in one swoop is not easy, and two, there's a lot of games that I'd like to do a playthrough for that are actually voiced. Because I don't know, I still feel a little weird doing playthroughs where there's no voice acting at all. Like, I'm okay if like only the main storyline is voiced and then, maybe the random NPC doesn't get a voice. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doing a playthrough with that. But if it's all not voiced, or if their way of doing dialogue is because they're putting words like like a fucking hardcore typewriter, I can't stand it. I don't want other people to have to deal with it.
I know the perfect game.
What's that?
Persona 5.
I know. I'm really thinking about it.
An extended playthrough for the next year.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that with Persona 5, it could go one of two ways. Either it'll be a long ass playthrough, or I will bail on it because I've screwed up something.
Yeah, I hear that.
And that's the other reason why it kind of scares me for, doing dropping a couple episodes at a time. Because when I'm doing a playthrough, I want to be able to play. I want to, I guess that would make me accountable if I say I have to do this. Even if I'm,
have a calendar and a schedule where you must follow it.
That, and also will force me to play through the entire game and not give up.
Yeah, I know that story all too well.
Because there's quite a few games out there that I played a huge chunk of and then accidentally dropped off the face of the planet.
Yep, that happens all the time.
For those of you who may not have checked it out yet, or if you have Hulu, Let's put it this way: if you have Hulu, remember the unfortunate passing of Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, and of course he worked on a shit ton of other projects. But his latest project that he was working on for Hulu is now available, and that is the why did I just blink out on it? It's called, is it Sands of Ruin? Hold on, let me double check real quick. Now it's gonna bug the crap out of me because I actually checked out. It is at this current moment in time. It's called Sandland. It is only sub. There is no dubbed version. But if you like that, the Dragon Ball Z look, or the Chrono Trigger look, or the Blue Dragon look, or basically that look, this is exactly that look. And I started watching it. Unfortunately, I had to stop. But I guess the gist is that some kind of natural disaster happened, and most of the water on the planet has dried up. And except for this one king who apparently rules the entire world, and he's the only guy who has the ability to stockpile water. But there's a demon race and there's a human race, so it looked cool. I will jump back into it later. Just like I said, I had to do taxes. Okay. I'm not happy about it.
I need to do my taxes this weekend.
Yeah. I had to bring I had to go home and bring my laptop back to the tax place because it turns out that a bunch of the forms we thought we had, we didn't have. So I had to hotspot through my phone onto my laptop to pull a bunch of files and email it to the tax the preparer person. And it turns out we're still missing one document, which we're hoping to get tomorrow.
Well, so I started watching anime on Crunchyroll, and I want to watch the most actionist, goriest animes there are. It turns out, it seems like there's a very strong correlation between really cool, badass fight sequences and most show all the boobies.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what it is. My God, I've closed the curtains. Otherwise, I get the police calling me for being some weird sex fiend because they're all like that.
I think once they get, I don't know what it is, but I swear to God, on Crunchyroll, as soon as they get the mature rating or the heading, they're like, well, shit, we already got it, so let's everything goes out. Let's go.
I want mature rating for the action crazy sequences, Berserk style.
Yeah.
I don't need it to also be harem tits and ass type of show too. It's just it's kind of funny where that's a thing, and I didn't know that until last week when I started watching these.
Yeah.
So I'm learning a lot about the various unknown to me subgenres of anime.
But if you're looking for a super duper gory show, and it's slowly coming out, it's not completely out yet, but there is a show called Ninja Kamui, which I believe I think you can watch it on Hulu. I think, because I think it's through Adult Swim, and it is
so it's
bloody.
It's not Crunchyroll.
No, but it is bloody, and it has a great musical intro to I found out about this band because a while ago. Actually, it's the same band who does the opening to the anime that's on Netflix called Bastard.
Yes.
There's the band's name is Cold Rain, and at first I thought that it was Linkin Park. It sounds like Linkin Park, but it is a Japanese rock band that only sings in English. And they're the guys behind the theme song for Bastard, and they're also the same group as behind the theme song to Ninja Kamui. So, if Cold Rain comes to Atlanta, I'm fucking seeing them at this point because I am hooked. I've branched on to much more of their music than just those two songs. Just in case anyone's Really? After 2 songs? That's it? You just listen to those 2 songs? You want to see him in concert? There's people.
There's more than.
Huh?
They have more than 2 songs there.
Oh, God, yes. And also, let's be honest, there are people out there who fall in love with one song and then go see that band in concert. And then they just kind of nod their heads through all the songs except for the one song they can sing backwards and forwards.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Oh, speaking of nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I'm sure at this point you are dying to know where can I get an Altered Confusion hat or other Altered Confusion merchandise. Well, I could tell you right now, and that is go to alteredconfusion.tv/merch. That's MERCH. And you can check out the catalog that we currently have. We have a dog bowl, a coffee mug, flip-flops, a journal, the hat, a sticker. Is that it?
I think that covers it.
Yeah, okay.
That's all. Yep.
If you're wondering what the sticker looks like, I've got a copy of it. Bam!
Nice.
It is on the back of my work laptop as well as on my car. So if you ever go to a convention where I'm at, you'll know where my car is immediately by looking at the back window, left-hand side of the window where it says Altered Confusion.
And I have the very unlabeled car, so I honk and curse at you. You won't actually know what I'm affiliated with.
No, you'll be like, oh, shit, it's Zealeus. Because he's the only one on the road that doesn't have any clutter on it.
Aha. That's very devious indeed.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get a UGA sticker because then it's just like half the other.
Oh, Jesus. You put a UGA sticker, you might as well be wearing camouflage.
I blend in. All right.
Well, at least
By
in
the
Georgia.
Way, you should know, I asked ChatGPT, and I already have a program for you to create Space Invaders for the play date.
Nice.
You might have to learn a little bit of Python on the side to kind of like, floss the edges, but I have faith in you.
There you go. Well, they do allow side loading as well on the play date,
Ooh.
just in case you're curious.
Wow. Apple, take a note.
Yes, after Apple. Remember, Apple did shut down the Epic development account.
Of course, I don't know if you saw, there's it just got filed today, the big antitrust against Apple.
Which court is this now?
This is from the DOJ.
Oh, so it's the America.
That's America. Which
Best of luck.
when it comes to monopolies in America, I think there's much, much bigger issues than Apple's.
Yes. However, that is still an issue.
I don't think it is personally. Maybe I've drank the Kool-Aid too much. It's very possible. But you're right. There's possible to have issues with more than one thing. It's not a mutually exclusive thing, but there's other actual real legitimate monopoly issues that we just don't give a crap about.
Yes. Agreed.
And it's like, yes. Anyways.
Yes. I'm the Apple antitrust, that should be a problem. I personally, as a consumer, I don't think it really hurts me, except for the fucking price tag to get a new one, because the Apple logo on the back of it.
You could move to an Android and be stuck with the dreaded green bubble.
No, thank you.
Where they've actually done, well, you're lucky, you're married, but there's actually been studies done where dates will swipe left on you, or I guess you've already swiped right at this point, but they will literally start blocking you if you see you don't have the Apple blue bubble.
Oh, good grief.
It's real. It's a thing. Granted, I think if somebody that shallow, I don't think I'd want to date them anyways, but it's a thing.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Zealeus, you still playing Last Epoch, or we moved on?
Oh, no. I started a new class.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really appreciate whether it's that I think I've been stuck in ARPGs for the last year or so, is in large part, if done well, when you create a new class, it's almost like playing a new game again. And that's why I'm still stuck in this damn game. Is I'm like, I'm just going to try a new class and see what happens. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at. So yes, I think I've now tried every class up to like level 50 now.
There you go. That's called dedication, baby.
Yes. Although I'm starting to get back into the swing of Final Fantasy 14 to get my second level character up to 90 to be prepared for the expansion.
Which is supposed to be stress-inducing.
That's why I'm taking it nice and casual now. So I can start getting more and more stressed as the expansion gets closer. So I can get super pumped, super psyched, and super stressed of, oh my gosh, am I going to be the world first to beat the new expansion?
Yeah. I, of course,
I will actually be curious to see if, so like when Endwalker came out, the last expansion, it was like a tsunami. I don't think anyone was expecting, where like it started out with like the a queue, and then it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew until they actually had to stop sales for a while. The thing with Endwalker though, it was the culmination of like 4 expansions. So I think it was more of a very much a special deal that you're not going to see again with Dawn Trail, but we shall see. It also apparently doesn't help that the servers and server code for Final Fantasy 14 is built on like zip ties and duct tape because the game is pretty damn old. And it's not just a matter of hitting scale and make it like magically work.
Fun.
Indeed. What about you? Will you be getting into the Persona 5 world?
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And I think I'll choose that as my next playthrough. I know that I was hinting on doing the game. Let me make sure that I get the name right. NeuroNet Mindex Proxy, but I'm just not feeling that playthrough.
So have you played previous Personas?
I played Persona 3, and then I have, for any collector out there who wants it, I've got Persona Portable for the PSP. Ooh. It is in the collector's box. It is unopened because when I bought it, my PSP battery basically grew 3 sizes too big, like almost within the week I got it. So I never got to play it.
Sad. So is Persona series, is it like, what type of combat? Is it turn-based, action? Like, what is the style?
Turn-based, and it also, but the game also revolves around a mechanic that Zealeus loves and adores.
Reading text?
Relationship building.
Oh, like it's actually like an ingrained mechanic in the game to advance the story? Fascinating. Huh.
Well, I mean, what is it? Scarlet Nexus had that.
True. Yeah, I did. You're right.
I don't know.
You did have to do this little side story quest.
Yeah. But I think the Persona series puts more emphasis on it advances time. Like,
interesting.
It's more time constraint, so you've got to be a little bit more pickier with your decisions. But we'll see.
It's like, with Scarlet Nexus, you could just take your time and talk to everyone.
Yeah,
and just kind
of walk around the secret headquarters room. Like, let's talk about us going on a side quest real quick.
Versus Persona, you kind of have to be a little more choosy and picky and think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played just a little bit of the game, but there is a definite advancement of like time of day and the day. So
interesting.
Yes. Also, real quick, I know that we're basically out of time, but there is a new rumored person to be the new 007. No, I wish. No, God, Jesus, no. I would probably I would break every single bone in my body the first time I tried to do something fancy.
Actually, it was funny. You know, it's rumored to be in everything right now. I feel like Henry Cavill.
True, but it's not Henry Cavill.
Like, I know it's not, but it's like every movie. It's like, what if it was Henry Cavill? I'm like, how many movies can this guy literally be in?
Right. The person that's rumored to be the next 007 is the actor Aaron Taylor Johnson. The quickest the quickest thing for me, or I guess point of reference for me, is remember Age of Ultron, the Scarlet Witch's brother, Quicksilver.
Oh yeah,
that's him.
Oh, I
mean, he's
him.
been in a ton of other stuff, and he could definitely pull off the badass, action sequences. So if it turns out to be him, that I think I'd be cool with that.
Not the same thing, but that name makes me think of, I can't remember her name, but they have a new trailer for Fury Road, and it looks bananas.
Oh yeah.
In an awesome way. Like, I haven't seen a movie in the theaters in a while. I'm seeing that in the theaters.
Right.
It definitely looks like, and sounds like, more importantly, with the audio, a movie theater movie.
Charlize Theron with Tom Hardy.
You're right. That was Fury Road, but now you have the prequel coming out.
Yes.
It's like, Anna Taylor-Joy, is that her name?
Right. What is the name of that one? Whatever. Anyways, she's
the only person. She somehow made chess interesting.
Oh, the Queen's Gambit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's that is indeed Anna Taylor-Joy.
I am right. All right. There we go.
Or Anya?
No, you're right. It's Anya.
Okay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our show. So I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving everything from our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
And remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. I think I split my lip in the middle of the show.
Nice.
It hurts like a
By the way, in case you're curious, there's the Starver code to make Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But there's no functionality to the handle?
Yeah. How do you know that's handle? It could be a hand less.
Oh, good grief. Anyways. All right. Excuse me. I need to check my scores down. How bad is Charlie doing in college basketball? Holy shit.
Gonzaga's really winning.
No, I'm talking about, I'm looking at the Oakland game.
Yep, I see Kentucky's losing by 2 points.
Oh, shit. Shit.
Too bad I have no live streaming service anymore.
Oh.
I don't really care, honestly.
You just do it through the March Madness website.
Oh,
I think.
Mark there. Oh, is it like ad supported?
I think so.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Gonzaga's making McNeese State look stupid.
Oh yeah, it is there. Oh wait. There we go. Oh, not even ads. Nice. You just watch a lot. I mean, obviously watch commercial breaks, but that's kind of
sweet. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to stop the stream.